Hey everybody, Bro from AstartesGaming here, back with some more Crusader Kings 2 Elder Kings mod. So, we've got a new king, High King Goldir, and we are going to look to take advantage of that now that we can declare war again. For those of you just joining us, if you haven't maybe watched up to this point, I definitely recommend that you do. But in case you hadn't, basically the prior king was High King Borvir. He managed to outlive all of our other rulers by about just a little over 2 years. So he's our longest lived ruler so far. He had the content trait, and so we weren't able to declare war on anybody without pressing like a legitimate claim, which we didn't want to do. So now that we have Goldir, we can use Conquest again, which is going to make things a lot easier for us. The only reason we haven't attacked yet is because we do have a lot of internal turmoil going on, and so we need to be a little bit wary of that before we start being aggressive. We do have quite a bit of troops to call on if we need to, and that will only increase as we increase our crown levies. We're almost to maximum. I don't know that he'll be able to change that during his rule, but I think we can maybe make something happen through here. Let's see, edicts, yeah. We could go to maximum crown levies, or we could do meritocratic leadership, where the best leaders lead rather than the nobles, basically. Both are good options. I don't know if I want to press that just yet. Let's let him have a couple years under his belt first before we, upset everybody. But yeah, last time around I said I was going to hold off on the war declarations for a little bit until things settled, but I think we're going to go ahead and go after Dawnstar, because this should be a fairly safe battle unless he calls in a bunch of allies. So if we can take this, I'm hoping that we can get these guys to maybe consider rebelling against him, and if they do that, it should be fairly easy to get them to join up with us. If they decide not to, it'll be even easier to conquer them. So that's the plan. Let's go ahead and declare war here. We're going to do it under the conquest of Dawnstar, I suppose. Or should we do Dunstad? He controls Dunstad, so I should probably do Dunstad. But it really doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and do Dunstad. He will not come peacefully, in case anybody was curious. It's actually not too far off, but I don't have the patience for it. So let's make that war declaration. We're going to call up our troops, and for now only our troops. And we'll have everybody... Oh right, he owns the county over here, so we'll join up these armies. Let's let them meet these guys here. So we actually control Mistwatch too. We'll probably need to distribute that, as well as possibly Shoreflow before we pass away and they get handed off to other people. It doesn't seem like they will, though. No, it doesn't look like they will. But yeah, let's get the clock rolling here. Oh wow, they called up a lot more than I thought they'd be capable of. Looks like somebody gave us a bunch of honorary titles. Yeah, so they managed to muster about 1,500 troops. We can do a little bit better than that. But I'm not going to call up any of my vassals, any of their troops. We're going to do this on our own, just in case. They're not usually too fond of their levies being called up, and so if I can avoid doing that, probably for the best. Is this battle over yet? Not quite. Okay, so the war that we got involved in last time around has ended. Looks like they called a truce. I don't know why it's showing me and not the queen, but whatever. She's the queen of Camlorn. I'm the king of Skyrim, so I'm technically the king of Camlorn as well. Although our heirs are not going to end up being the same. Bandits and Prince Sild for Skyrim faction. I feel bad for Prince Sild, but he's just not a great character, and so I wasn't worth me trying to get him into power. It would have been fairly easy, but it just wasn't worth it. So how many factions is that? Nobody's over like 21%, so it's not a huge concern. But we do need to keep an eye on it. This should be over relatively soon. I'm just going to leave them there. Save them having to walk there and back. Oh wow, they're almost up. Yeah, they're going to hit 2,000. I might have to call in some backup. Let's see, who's around here? There's a victory. We'll just grab whatever's in the immediate vicinity, I guess. Okay, the small spire makes my nephew Yilgar squeal and run for cover. This is starting to worry me. We've already had this one, and I tried to go with Fear is the Mind Killer. I'm going to do that again because it guarantees that we lose Craven. We might get Brave. We do not want him to be content, so let's go for that. Cool, he's Brave now. Shaping up to be even better. Right, let's pause that real quick. I'm going to call up everybody in the immediate vicinity. Oh, I own that one, right. I own that one. We got these guys. Is there anybody else? Suppose they could help out. Pretty much anybody who's going to be crossing our path, or whose path we will be crossing, is probably more accurate. So that we don't really need to deviate from where we're headed too much. So we're going to all head to Valtheim here. And let's see. That should have given me, yeah, a decent little bit of war score there. We should have somewhere around 3,000 men, which should put us, you know, in a pretty confident position against these guys. And yeah, I didn't have to call in too many of my vassals, which is good. Technology. I'd love to get to infrastructure too and start building keeps, or whatever the next thing up here is. Yeah, a small keep would bump us up to actual like castle structures rather than the wooden forts that we've currently got. Although the Palace of Kings is obviously very much a castle, but it's not represented as such on here because we're below the tech level for castles. Oh right, we're not running the clock. We should probably be doing that. Anything else we can do? Should probably start holding feasts and fairs and things like that. Interesting. I watched my nephew Ilgar play with another child yesterday and noticed that he didn't want to share his toys. Well, greed's not terrible, but charitable is a little bit better. Let's see if we can get it. I don't think it worked. Whoops, wrong kid. No, so we're still greedy, but that's not the end of the world. It just knocked his diplomacy down one, but we get a basically a tax modifier, which is good. Arrogant little braggart. Prefer humble, to be honest. Proud's not bad, but being humble is slightly better. So we'll try for that. Cool, so he's humble now. Oh, that was the other kid. Whoops. Doesn't really matter, though. It's still a better trait. Okay, so we've got... Oh, wow. I didn't think we'd be able to muster that many. I thought we were more at like 3,000, not 3,500. We'll be at like just under 4,000. My liege, I believe that one of your vassals can be discouraged from associating with conspiratorial factions if the proper leverage is obtained. How do you wish to proceed? Let's ask Rika politely. Because she's one of the larger threats that we have. If we can get her out of the game, that would be pretty beneficial to us. So thank you for reminding me of my duties and obligations as your vassal. You're right, of course. For the foreseeable future, you have my promise not to support factions conspiring against you. Okay. She likes me a little bit less, but she's not going to associate with any factions, or at least she promises not to. We'll see how much her word is worth, but she disbanded her current faction, which is good. An important part of ruling a realm is learning how to delegate. This is something you have finally realized, and your stewardship has improved as a direct consequence. Okay, so we're a little bit better. And let's see. So one of our major threats is off the board. That's good. Now that we've finally gathered our army, let's start heading toward Dunstad here. Fort Dunstad is one of the forts in Skyrim that you have to take during the Civil War quest line. Well, depending on which side you choose. But yeah, so Dunstad might be a familiar name if you've played Skyrim. Let's let... Is he any good? He's a Breton. He's very good at spy stuff. Let's find a spy master who can raise him. Yeah, she would be perfect. He's actually not a bad choice either. But she's a little bit more balanced. Okay, from there we'll just go straight in, crush them. Shouldn't have too much trouble doing so. And if we need to, we'll siege some of the cities. I don't think we'll have much of a problem. And that will give us Dunstad. The daughter was born to Sigar Ironscales and Avida Hasildor, named Olava. Okay. What do we got going on over here? Thane York, or Jork, of Falkhammer has inherited Thanedom of Falkhammer from Thane Christus of Falkhammer. He died a natural death at 75. Okay. She's trying to kill somebody. I'm going to tell her not to. Somebody from my family, although they both were. He did not inherit Thane Christus' claim on the Rift. That's good. I don't really care about that one. And they're trying to kill Tova, the Swordmaster of Bleakwall. I don't really know who she is, so I honestly don't care. I believe Ayla needs a guardian now. We'll let her do it. She's going to stop with her attempt on whoever's life. And here we go with the battle. Uh-oh. No. Pneumonia. Damn it. There goes my best spy master. I'm going to tell him to cut it out too. Oh, I can't, right? Prince Haining now needs a teacher. Luckily, we had a pretty good alternative in this guy. We do need a new spy master, though. I suppose adding is going to be our choice. We're going to have him continue to scheme, but I think we're going to move him to... Where are you? Where are you based out of? Foralhost? Okay, we're going to move him to there and try to catch her doing something she shouldn't. Well, we already know she's doing something she shouldn't. We're going to try her catching doing something we can imprison her for. Iona, Iron Scales... Wow, very, very one-dimensional. Let's see here. Somebody relatively close in age. Huh. Wow. A castle. I don't know what that means, to be honest. But, need to find somebody for her to marry. Yeah, let's not choose him. Whoops. And now she's gone forever, because I don't know who she's related to. Victory, let's pursue. Crushing their army should put us at about 55-60 war score. And then we'll come back here and siege this probably, since it's the least defended, I think. Yeah. Okay, there's that. We're going to head back. Walking alone on the battlements late one night, you suddenly see a shining white shape appearing in the sky above you. It seems to be moving toward you, or maybe away. There's a strange sound in the air too, like a whispering. What's going on? Okay, well, we can't choose anything, so... Who's this chick? I honestly don't know. What's she good at? Martial and intrigue. Let's raise her to be a spy. Perfect. Martial and intrigue. And I forget what I was doing. Let's see. He's trying to steal an artifact. I don't know from who. Not from me, though. Tova, and he's trying to kill somebody. I don't really care, to be honest. A destitute noble from a former enemy court asks for permanent hospitality, if I could just read. A soldier named Orgnar appears in my court. Or I can get 15 favor. How are we on favor? We got plenty of favor. Let's see if he's of any use. Who knows? He might be really good. Okay, we'll continue to siege that. And let's see if we can't find him. I'm hoping he's at the bottom. There he is. Pretty damn good martial skill. That chick died. I don't know who she is. 29. Who do we got? Damn these autosaves. Close, 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 and close. Let's see, 23. They're all Bretons. Where's that kinswoman of mine we just had? My nephew Ilgar makes sure everyone gets exactly the same amount of whatever sweets the cooks give the children. Just perfect. That's exactly what we want. Although his intrigue is going to take a hit for it. Well, let's see. A lot of Breton women. There we go. There's a Nord. Right, so... What's going on here? Still trying to kill whoever that is. And, let's see. His intrigue needs some work. Hopefully he's not too unbalanced. Let's see. He's charitable, that's good. He's not turning out too bad either. The defenders of Dunstad launched an unsuccessful raid, blah blah blah. How we doing there? Not making a ton of progress. Let's keep that moving, and we'll see if anybody else needs to be married. Berwick is still good. Whoops. You know, I think there's an easier way to do this. Let's go... Whoops. Did somebody die? Oh, Chairman Sinding died. That's a bummer. Well, 87. That's pretty surprising, actually. Right, so we need a new steward. It's going to be Signy, it looks like. We'll have her collect taxes in the capital. Don't want her fighting. So we'll search my court for anybody not married. He's too old. Alva needs to get married. We could have her take the vows. Let's see. Who do we got? Not a ton of options. He's a magister. That's fine. Anybody else? She's 39. Oh, right. Rygel's wife. Well, she's pretty close to Yolfthor's age. Let's go with that. And then Borvir. I'm surprised Borvir... Oh, his wife died. Okay. Is there anybody... She's a princess? Sure, why not? Hela... Still not... Oh, she's never been married. Wow. We gotta be careful, though. We don't want her going anywhere. Somebody without a title. Ideally. Sure, this guy. And then... Oh, wow. There's a lot of people, actually. We'll come back to that. Let's make sure this keeps moving. And Memna needs a guardian. Anybody will do. Alva left, but that's fine. Rangela claims that she would be a better steward than Signy and petitions that she should be given the title of steward of the Kingdom of Skyrim. They're both the same, I thought. No, they're not. Okay. Well, where was she when I was choosing... Yeah, let's choose her. I don't like doing that, but she is a little bit better. It's been another marriage. How we doing here? A little bit over halfway. How are our threats looking? Grunding, huh? Grunding and Skulvar look to be the biggest threats. But as far as factions go, this one, actually that is a pretty considerable threat. Let's see, at age 71, Idrid died a natural death. Whatever. We gotta watch out for these guys. Thane Velfred. Let's give him a honorary title or something to appease him. Oh, are they gonna surrender? Let's see here. Make decisions. Let's give him honors. And I'll give him a gift too. See if that's enough to appease him. Skyrim Gains Thanedom of Dunstad. And we get 100 prestige. I'll accept. Okay, who's Thane of Dunstad? Me. Awesome. Let's disband these guys. This is now mine. We'll give it to somebody. Somebody worthy. And what's happening here? Whiterun's trying to take Vollenrud, which is no good for us. Who's the current ruler? Okay, so he's still the ruler. Can I get you to join? No. Can't go over his head, unfortunately. Let's find you a teacher. Sure. Right. So I'm wondering where we're at time-wise. I'm going to Alt-Tab out here and check. If we have some time left, I'd like to figure out something to do with the rest of the Pale here. We might not be able to do anything until our truce is over, but we'll see in just a sec. Right, so we've got maybe 2 minutes. Let's see who we can give Dunstad to. Who would be worthy? You know what? Might be easier to go this way. Find characters. Let's see. My court. They need to be male. They need to not be in prison. Preferably married. Not a ruler. My culture. My religion. They need to be an adult. And a noble. Okay, so these are the options. We've got Borvir, who's my kinsman. We've got Yolfthor, who is a prince. Lond, Ulfrid, and Tolan. Let's see, Yolfthor, you've got sons, right? Yeah, Borvir is actually one of your sons. Okay. Let's give it to you then. We're going to give him the Thanedom of Dunstad with all the lower titles included. Okay. And looks like Sigar went as well. And right, I don't know or care who you are. Oh, it was her husband. Right, so one of my acquaintances is preparing to undertake the Path of the Divines. Oh, we've already done this one several times. I want this one. We already are charitable, so that wasn't really that beneficial, but we did get favor. The alternative isn't very good, so I always take the favor. Let's see. I think Jarl Dorothy died. That worked out. She did not inherit, or Jarl, whatever his name is, didn't inherit her claim on Whiterun. And her faction disbanded. So we really only have one faction to concern ourselves with at the moment, and that is this faction right here. I'm actually going to give this guy money. Let's just send him a gift, see if that's enough to appease him. I get the feeling it will be. It was enough to appease the other guy. And then that's really the only major faction that we have. So I think for now we're just going to go ahead and end this episode. We finally got back into the conquering game. Next time around we should be able to step it up a little bit more now that the factions are starting to die away. As long as he continues to rule, it'll only get easier until he dies and the kid takes over. So now that we've got a little bit more stability, I think we'll really be able to start striking out toward some of these other kingdoms. And Whiterun's definitely got a pretty big target on their back after I forget what they did, but they declared war on us like during one of our civil wars or something at a really inopportune moment, and we still have yet to really get them back for that. So that's on my list of things to do. We also need to take the rest of the Pale here, and then we can start setting our sights on Hjalmarch and Morthal, which is where I'm looking at right here. Solitude's going to be pretty difficult to deal with, although we can kind of cherry pick this one from them as we move west. This area right here should be fairly easy, especially if we can get these guys one at a time. If they all come at us at once, it may become a little bit more difficult, but even still, I don't think it's going to be enough to stop us. Whiterun right now is probably our biggest concern, followed by Hafingar or Solitude, and then we're going to have to figure out how to claim this land from the Colovian Imperials down here. And I'd prefer to make Ustenpass ours as well, but I really don't want to be fighting the entire Kingdom of Morrowind. So that might have to wait until we've got the entire Kingdom of Skyrim at our disposal. Otherwise, they might just overwhelm us. But yeah, so that's going to do it for today, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to like and subscribe. Please feel free to share my videos however you guys see fit, and I will see you guys back here for the next part of our Crusader Kings 2 Elder Kings mod Let's Play.